you guys?
Per usual. Okay.
Yes. How are you doing, Amanda?
Girl. No, I'm playing. I'm actually pretty good. I'm feeling good today. Y'all gonna probably hear me talk about it on a weekly basis, but I'm feeling good because I'm back into exercising
Oh,
and my body is just getting more delicious looking, as I go along. So, that makes me feel good alone, and it's getting warm outside. So I am extremely happy with warmth. So
yeah.
things are pretty damn good over here. Just trying to stay full of motivation and devotion. But how about you?
Well, that's good to hear, first of all.
Thank you.
And I am trying to get on your same wavelength. I have been going back to the gym only for the past couple of days. I don't really have that
Okay.
long of a stretch. And
Okay.
when I just tell you the amount of pain that I have been in the last couple
Girl.
of days, like today, I can barely like put my hands above my head. Like it
Oh
hurts
my gosh.
so bad. Like,
But that's like the best feeling though. I
oh,
kid you
it
not.
normally is, but like this time it's just not. It's just,
Because
I'm
you're
not.
still newly back into exercising. So when it's, a few weeks down the road
Yeah, you
and
pass
you
that
have that.
hurdle.
Right. You just got to get through that. And then it's ooh, yes, I'm sore, but it's because I'm like doing the damn thing. Yeah.
Right. And I hope so, because when I tell you I have never weighed so much in my life.
Oh, that's like the worst too. Because it's like, what the?
Uh,
So it's like, that should be even more motivation, but
oh,
it's like,
definitely.
but at the same time it's like even more depressing, because it's just
Hmm.
like I don't want to do anything, I don't have the energy, I don't have anything to put towards it. But
Hmm.
then as we walk past mirrors and look at ourselves, we're like, you know what, bitch, get in the gym, just do it.
Yeah. Well, not even anytime I put pants on is when I'm like, okay, bitch, this is why you're going to the gym, because they don't quite fit like they used to.
Life ain't what it used to be. Yeah,
Definitely
not for
not.
you. Well,
And
kudos
it's
to you
just
for
like,
that,
I
because
am trying, let me tell you, because unhappy
keep
ain't
it
the word.
going. Keep it going. If I need to annoy you every day and just type like work out, let me know. I'll send it over.
I mean, hey, it never hurts, right? Like I
Okay.
was doing that to myself yesterday. I was like, I'm in so much pain. I don't want to go anywhere. But I was like, no, like you need to get up and do something, no matter how small it is. So
Girl.
I am
Yes.
certainly trying, because
Keep pushing.
yeah.
Yeah. But also take it easy too, because my family, we definitely went to the playground yesterday to get the baby outside and have a good time.
Hmm.
And my man and I, we're over here jumping around on things, having the time of our life. Like, we're big ass little kids.
I
And
bet.
then this morning we got up, it was like, oh shit.
You're feeling
I
old,
am
huh?
so sore. Yeah. And I'm like, what was I thinking? I was just supposed to take her down the slide and call it a good day. Like, but she's like out there now to be able
Mm,
to do stuff herself. She's not as scared of the playground anymore.
right.
So she's a little more free spirited out there. So we're like, oh, we're more hands free, so we can do stuff too. And I was like, that was a terrible idea.
Definitely. Sounds like
Terrible.
it.
So yeah, go ahead. Take the kids to the playground. That'll go ahead and definitely boost your workout a little bit too.
I bet.
Just saying.
Oh
Just saying.
gosh. So yeah, so that's definitely been a struggle.
Mm.
But otherwise good. And I'm also just, kind of surprised. So I'm just going to put you on the spot here for everybody that is listening and watching to
What?
be witness to this. But how dare you not notice that I got a haircut?
Oh, bitch, you right. Because you know what? I'm so sorry. Because
Uh,
we definitely did talk about it. I know you had your haircut on Friday. So if I'm correct about that, can we at least say that?
yes, you are.
Okay, so I knew when you were getting a haircut, but life got in the way, and I've just been blame my job. They take up all my time, and I can't remember anything, and then I have to take care of the house. But no, your haircut looks really good,
No, I totally
and
get
I noticed that you had. I guess I'm gonna put you on the spot. You had less of your stray hairs that were straight and no longer curling.
it. Yes,
So you're
exactly.
right. But it's funny because I thought to myself, I was like, oh, her hair looks more like vibrant and popping, but I just didn't
Mm.
say anything. But the length wasn't initially my thought. It was just like the vibrancy in your hair was my initial thought. So I will say that. But my bad. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But don't
No,
be
you're
putting me
fine.
on the spot like that in front of the people no more. I don't know who the hell you think you are, but that shit is not okay.
It is okay
Ugh.
because you know what? That's just what we do and what makes us interesting. So, I got like a
I
big
guess.
full of hair. It used to be like below my chest. So
No, that's very true. That's very true. How's it feeling? Lighter? Better?
it feels great. I'm still like getting used to it just because I
Mm.
haven't really had like, it's not short, but
Hmm.
short for
It's
me.
shorter. It's significantly
Um,
shorter than it was.
yeah, but I have shape now, which is something that like I needed and I didn't have for like a long time. And like you said,
Hmm.
this is just I have some straight strands, but that's just because it's
Yeah.
the end of the day here going on. But
Long day.
but no, I haven't really had to do anything since I got it done on Friday. So it's just kind of like just
Oh,
wild
nice.
child over here.
So
So
did you do any coloring or
no, none of that.
no? Oh,
Just
wow.
cut. Just needed a really good shape by someone who actually knew how to cut curly hair because the struggle is like
Mm. So did you
insane.
have to go back into the city?
No, I actually went an hour north, I guess you can say, in
Okay.
New York towards one of my other friends where they
Okay.
live. So
Oh,
checked
that's
out,
perfect.
her hair salon out there
Hmm.
to see what they were like instead of going into the city because the one I went to in the city, they do a really good job at styling your hair,
Okay.
but they don't cut it very well. So
Mm.
I really wanted to go find a good cut that would actually give me like volume and stuff. So
Yeah. No, it looks really
I did
good.
that and I got it. And the headphones kind of like weigh it down a little bit.
Of
So,
course.
y'all
Of
can't really
course.
see the full effects, but
I guess you're going to have to post a picture and show everyone.
maybe we'll see. I haven't really taken
I
any,
tried
but
it. I tried it.
we'll see.
This bitch over here deflected that
Um,
real quick.
it's just how we roll. So
What
a
ups?
lot of self-care going on over here.
No, it's like really the time. I can tell you that I salute you on that because that's a big area I'm working on right now. So
Mm,
I'm all for the self care.
yeah. Yes. Good. Oh man. But
Alrighty, girl. So what we getting into today? Because listen, I've been anxious.
anxious for what part?
I've
Because
been anxious to talk to you.
oh, oh, I just fluff
Oh,
you.
girl, but no, for real though. So we need to touch base on a few things.
We definitely do.
And I don't know where you want to start, but I know where I want to start. I want to start talking about some stuff on Netflix because we
Okay.
haven't really talked about our shows lately, right? We haven't
Hmm.
really, I mean, I haven't really been watching much lately either, so I haven't been one to contribute a lot.
Hmm.
But, we did touch base a little bit before the episode. Y'all, we had some difficulties today. Like, I was trying to be happy that it was only Cassie, but then it happened to me, and so it was just a day. But, anywho,
Definitely was. I wasted
so
20% of my phone battery.
listen, it was some difficulties for real. But we were talking and we came across that there is a new Married at First Sight season, which we are always here for. We're always here for it.
You definitely are.
So there's just something. I was saying this to my man. There's just something about reality TV that I honestly don't really care for it. Like in the grand scheme, I really don't give
Hmm.
two shits. But there's something about people putting themselves on display to be criticized, ridiculed, whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
and us as viewers judging them, but it's an okay time to judge them. Like it's like the only time it's okay to judge people
Mhm.
because they're putting themselves out there to
Right.
essentially be criticized.
Exactly.
Are they intentionally trying to be criticized? No, but that's what comes with it when you put yourself on TV. So
Hmm.
I'm like, it gives life a balance where it's like, okay, I'm gonna watch this shit, judge people because I can, and then feel better about myself about not judging people in real life.
I guess.
So,
I'm all here for a good social experiment. So that's what I'm all about. I don't know.
but I also like we mentioned before, I also like the questions and the things that come up in the situations that can actually help to build our own personal relationships.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So that I will say that's my favorite part. But no, it's just, you gotta have a little bit of the balance in life with judging and not judging people. But
Yeah.
anywho, so this season do you remember what season number this was? I know you took a quick look at it, but
Oh, you know what?
um
Let me see.
I
Oh,
feel like it's like
season
season
15.
15.
Yep,
Okay, cool.
exactly. There you go.
So we have season 15
In San
and it
Diego.
is in San Diego, which seems like it's during the time of COVID. I don't know if
I
this
think
is
it's still like a little post COVID.
yeah, because
Mhm.
it's a little bit older, which is fine. But
Yeah.
some interesting couples here, which I feel like off rip, I will say I questioned if a lot of them would even be attracted to the other person.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
Because it was just like, I don't really know if which, you know, I'm pretty sure that they put these people together also for our entertainment. It's not solely for just their love, but this is a TV show, we have to remember. And,
Yeah.
you got to get your ratings and your views somehow. So I wonder if that was a part of it.
I think so. That's what me and my boyfriend were talking about. He was like, in the first like couple of seasons we started watching together, it was more, you can tell it was more about like love and like connections and stuff. And like
Mm-hmm.
now there's like certain things that make you just kind of think like, okay, like they just picked that person because they would be good for TV.
Yeah. Straight
Um,
entertainment.
yeah. So
Straight entertainment.
slightly
So
concerning given the nature of the show, but whatever.
yeah, but hey, they put themselves out there and just, what comes with it.
Yeah.
But I know we're very early on in the season, but I want to discuss a little bit, some early thoughts, of course,
Yeah.
on who you think may or may not last with each other, or even just your thoughts on them in general. So
Oh
I
yeah.
actually want to start off with one of my favorites
Uh-oh. I
that
don't know if I have any favorites this time. That's a problem.
they're not really my favorite. I'm just being extra.
Oh.
Um, so we have Alexis and Justin. So in case, I'm going to have to probably recap a lot with Cassie in here because y'all know
Yeah.
her memory ain't quite all the way there
Because
now. So,
I
and
know
it's
what they
new.
look like, but like I haven't really
Mhm.
put like names to faces yet exactly.
Yes.
So
So
still learning.
Alexis, Justin's a super tall dude.
Got it.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on them?
My initial thought was she would definitely not be attracted to him at all whatsoever.
Agreed.
And then my second thought was something that I'm just going to, how do I say this politically correct?
Oh.
Because I feel like people are going to come at me if I say a certain thing, but
Oh.
let me just, I was just a little confused why he was on the show, I guess. I'll say. As far as like what he's looking for.
Yeah.
If you picking up what I'm
I don't know if I'm going to say this politically correct, so I'm gonna just say what I'm gonna say, and I'm not saying this to offend anybody because
oh, she's just gonna
it's
go for it.
it's a cancel culture out here today. But I the the perception that is given off from how he is he's he comes off more feminine than masculine.
Yes.
And that makes me wonder if maybe he is still figuring himself out and who he's actually into. So yes, I'm questioning if he's really into women or if he's into men also, or if he's trying to live up to a persona that's not necessarily him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's mentioned it one time too many that he's people pleasing. And, who are the people that he's pleasing? Is he actually pleasing himself by being on the show? Or is he really just looking for love in the like traditional, in quotation marks, right? Traditional way.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, yes, there are different things that had caused me to wonder this, but the icing on the cake was when he was taking the garter off her leg and she pushed him backwards and he like went all the way back, like he was
oh yes, oh my god.
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
so
yes. Uh-huh.
so
yes.
that part, because he just threw it back so good, like
Oh
he
my
just
god, yeah.
y'all, if y'all are not watching, you need to just watch, because the man is literally like 6'8", and he was on his knees and just folded back like a piece of paper, like it was nothing. And I try to mimic him because like I'm goofy as hell, and my man and I were just like tore up from that. And I was trying to mimic him, and I was like, "Yep, nope, can't bend that far. Nope, can't do it." Maybe with longer limbs it's easier. I don't really know, but yeah. So I don't know if they're going to make it, and not because of his sexuality, but because I feel like the girl she might be like a little crazy down the road. Because
The way she be laughing, she
yeah,
definitely seemed like she got a little something in her.
right. Because she reminds me of Michaela from a
Mm,
previous season with Michaela and Zach. So,
yeah.
I'm not sure if they're gonna make it. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't think that she was initially attracted to him
She
either. I think
wasn't.
she
She
said
said he was
so.
tall. She didn't even say he was handsome off rip. She said, "Oh wow, he's tall."
Right.
Like, and she even said it within one of her interviews. Like, I gotta get past if you have to get past something,
Right.
that's a hurdle. Anywho, next couple, we have Mitch and Kristen. So Mitch, the environmentalist.
Oh, girl, we should have saved them for last. Because
Oh well,
do
we
I
can skip.
have like
Okay,
a whole
well,
lot to say?
we're gonna skip. Let's go to a less entertaining one.
Okay.
What's his name? Bing and
Ben and Morgan.
Ben. I call him Bing. My bad.
Well,
Ben.
because that's how it looks, but I think
Yeah, just
his name is
silent.
Ben.
Yeah. Okay. Ben and Morgan.
I really don't even know if I have any thoughts, to be honest. And because they're the ones that haven't really I haven't seen them get married yet, so I don't
Same.
really have like too much to comment on them other than like I'm curious to see where it goes. I feel like they would try just kind of like based off of like their personalities and like whatever, but I don't know.
I don't know. I question if he's going to be attracted to her. I feel like he has a type, and that I feel like it would. I feel like he has a type. I don't know what his type is, but I feel like she's not his type, and that it will be hard for him to see outside of his type. That's just kind of my opinion, but I just wonder how his cheapskate ass is gonna be with her because he's very like his friend said, like he's cheap and she's not cheap. So I wonder how that's gonna go. But I just want to say that I didn't realize her friend who's on the show who has a chipped tooth, her tooth was chipped because of her. And
my boyfriend knew it right away.
I said to my man, I was like, there's no way in hell that one of my damn friends is going to chip my tooth and I'm going to continue to sit across from them at lunch or be anywhere with them. Like, bitch, you ruined my aesthetics. Yeah. I'll be damned. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, that was
so that one we got much more to see, but I don't have much of a guess for that one yet either. But we also have Stasia and Nate.
Yes. They're
they look like they would actually date each other in real life, like outside of the show.
You think so? I feel like I didn't think she was going to be attracted to him at all. Like, I don't think that they go together.
Oh, I said they look like they would be together outside. I didn't say she was attracted to him.
Yeah, but even that, like, I don't even think that they look like they would be together.
I feel like they look like they would, but when she's not in her professional attire. When she's in her professional attire,
maybe
she does. But if she's like just anything but her little business jacket, sure. But yeah, I don't know. He's a little more like sensitive than I thought he would be.
Sensitive.
But okay, maybe they didn't get to that part for you yet. Anywho,
I don't know. I'm just thinking. Well, go ahead.
No, I just thought he had a really hard exterior, and he showed a different side of himself that I was like, oh, I didn't expect to see that associated.
I don't know. I don't recall what you're talking about, so maybe I haven't gotten there. But
that's why I don't give too much detail.
I don't think that they're going to work out just solely based off of his demeanor and actions at their bachelor party.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Because the minute she sees that, she's not the kind of girl that's gonna like put up with that.
Did you see after their wedding his friend coming over to talk?
Oh yeah, so that was the next topic to bring up.
I was gonna say
so for him to like dancing with a stripper and like whatever's like one thing at your bachelor party, like not cool with it, but like if you're gonna do it, like whatever. But to tell her to like get on her knees and then like shoot whipped cream in her mouth, like
that was a bit much.
Oh, sir, like what are we doing here? Like you were on TV. Like
that's the thing. It's not a real bachelor party with no cameras, and even real bachelor parties still have cameras and shit still gets out. So
Like, what are we doing here?
What are you doing, bro?
Like, are
Yeah.
you serious about this, or I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So that'll be interesting when she finds that out. And then yes, the whole him having a friend that's a girl thing. Just for some personal insight, that is something I am completely against. I don't think that men and women can be friends. And if they are, there's something else going on there. And I think that you can totally tell in their interactions and their conversation that like something, if it's not still currently happening, then it definitely did happen at one point in time because what?
See, I partially disagree. I definitely think there can be platonic relationships between people of different sexes. Definitely think that can be a thing. But there's also boundaries that come with that. Like
Yeah.
Stasia was saying, like there's also boundaries that can't be crossed, of course. And especially in today's times, that's really hard for people to maintain. So it seems less of a thing now than I feel like it could have been maybe, in different times. Less social media, less phone cameras and things like that. But
Yeah.
people are always sketchy. So it's nothing new. We just see more sketchy people than we used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the girl was also doing too much. Like it was just like, okay, like, yeah, I can't wait for you to join this and join that. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, bitch, like I get the picture, but like I literally just met this mofo. So I'm trying to get to know him and like not trying to get to know your group of friends at the moment. That's gonna come secondary to coming to get to know him. But
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
Right. And you notice
So
when she
that's
was
gonna
talking
be
about that kind
interesting.
of stuff, that Stasio like held his hand and was like the cue, like, no bitch, like he's my man now. So like
Less
back the
hiking.
fuck
She
up.
said less hiking. I'm like, oh, okay. Like maybe Stasia don't like that. But at the same time, I feel like don't come off as threatened. Like, and I'm not saying that Stasia came off as like scared threatened, but it was just like she clearly showed that she was like bothered by that.
Oh, she was definitely
And
peeing on her territory, but that's what we do as females, I feel like.
yeah, but like I'm the sneaky type. Like, yep, I'm gonna sit here and smile with you and Kiki and this and that. But just remember, everything's being notated and shit's gonna change at some point.
Oh,
That's just what it is.
I mean, I hear you on that. Everything is definitely noted here in the mind, but trust and believe, I'm going to let you know right then and there that like this is not okay and this is not going to continue.
Facts.
So,
Yeah, she should have just deaded it, been like, okay, cool, thank you, that's enough.
yeah.
Like,
But I mean,
the
it is
girl's going
also
to.
awkward because like they did just like meet each other, so it's like, how do you kind of like
Yeah.
navigate that? I do think that she did it okay for like the interaction.
Yeah, it wasn't
but,
bad. Agree.
You know.
Ooh. And then we also have.
God.
Ooh.
Having
We
some
have
issues over here.
Cassie going out of town.
Oh man.
We have Lindy and Miguel.
I'm gonna let you say your first thoughts on that one before I.
I'm
curious.
Lindy and Miguel. For one, he did not come off as like the like cosplay type at all. Which was interesting. And I don't really care, but I just feel like for the stereotype you see, he doesn't fit that stereotype of people who are usually into cosplay.
Once you get to know him, or like once you see him, but
yeah,
because and I'm saying this because his first introduction to the scene was him in his full like
bear
costume. Like the fuck? So like after like that went away and like you saw like him, like yes, I agree. But
yeah.
Coming off the bat like that, like what?
That was interesting. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, and of course I don't know, I don't know people who are into cosplay personally. So
yeah,
I'm not going to say people who are into cosplay can't have, a PhD and things like that. I'm definitely not saying that, but it was just like, wow, like, that genre tends to be a stereotype of like, you live in your mom's basement and you don't have like much going on type of thing,
Yeah, that's true.
It was different to see, and then also like how he's into working out, but the two of them, I don't know how it's gonna work, especially for one, the religion thing. That's a really big thing, and part of me feels like she wants to like go against the grain and be different than how she was raised, but at the same time, like I don't know how extreme she's gonna take that, but she seemed to be very like excited. Like, I feel like she wanted someone exotic, which somehow for people, exotic people are like Spanish speaking and like Puerto
Yeah.
Rican or whatever,
Right,
so
right. She's all about
um
that though.
she was hype. That girl was like
Hmm.
ready to give it. But no, I just wonder how that's gonna go, because I don't know. It seems like there's two sides to him, where it's like the super fun, playful side, but then like the serious and like don't have much room for bullshit side either.
Yeah.
So, because he was like, she's already getting worked up about not being able to find something in her bag, and it was like,
Oh.
I don't know. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have much of a strong guess for them to be together by the end, if I were to guess off of right now.
Yeah, no, that's true. It is kind of hard to tell with them. I do think that they're at least,
Attracted to each other?
yeah, I would definitely say that. And I do think that they're at least going to try.
Yes, agreed.
So it'll be interesting to kind of like see, when their true colors like come out to play and all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
they're definitely the couple to
Mm-hmm.
watch, I think.
Yeah, they'll be interesting. Not more interesting than Mitch and Kristen.
Yes. Well, I think they're interesting. I don't know. Do you have the same thoughts?
Who, Mitch and Kristen?
Yeah.
Interesting? No. But interesting for entertainment? Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
um, you can take the reins, my friend. I know you've been waiting.
Well, I mean, at first glance and like impression, like they kind of seem to be like the boring couple.
Mm,
But as things are
mm-hmm.
starting to like
That's true.
progress and we haven't even really gotten that far, like when I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
that for like 2 episodes,
Right, early
that's
on
like
in the game,
enough of
y'all.
like what I needed to see. So this second episode I started watching by myself. I wasn't with my boyfriend. He was doing something else. And like
Mm-hmm.
every time like something would happen, I would like come out of the room and like peek around the corner and be like, can you believe that like this just happened? Or like he said this, like he had the nerve, like
Oh
what
my
the hell?
goodness.
And I'm gonna try to remember everything that like really
Okay.
like grind my gears, but I'm just kind of like one, generally speaking, like they are very just kind of like bland. Like I didn't think that
Yeah.
like anything would really like, come from this. Number one. Number
Mm-hmm.
two, I didn't think that they were going to be attracted to each other, or at least I didn't think she'd be attracted to him.
Same. Yes. Her to him was the bigger, like,
Yeah, but it turns out that that is quite the opposite. Because
who
that
would have
is
thunk it?
everything that like she was looking for and whatever, which is very interesting.
But she also said she wasn't really big on looks either. So,
That's true too. Um,
hmm.
so that was interesting. And then for him to then come out and say that, pretty much said that like he's not attracted to her, and is still just like, I don't know, figuring it out or like whatever the hell he said. But like I can't get over the fact that he openly made these comments about like her like appearance and like how he was like glad that like she finally took off her heels and
Mm-hmm.
like doesn't think she's pretty because she has like all this makeup on, and he's like all about like natural stuff and really just like wants to like get to know her in her like sweatpants and stuff like that. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, we are on your wedding day. Like, she's going to have on makeup and she's going to be wearing a big over the top dress. Like, and she's
Hello.
going to have heels on. So it's like, what kind of delusion are you in to where you're like outwardly saying these comments and like you barely even complimented her and she was like, it's my wedding, like I want you to tell me that like I'm pretty. And he just like
Hello.
was like, oh, I'm just so glad that you finally like took off your
Took that
shoes and
dress.
like I
And
can't wait
yeah.
until you're in sweatpants. Like, what?
What?
Like, I'm so
So,
confused.
did you see him talking to her mom?
I did.
So, you want this girl to not be all glammed and dolled up, but her mom is like the most attention seeking looking person out there.
True.
Like, her boobies are in her neck.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I'm a small chested woman. I'm saying that because her boobies were in her neck.
Right.
Like, she really had a whole dress that brought her boobies up to her neck. And, you know, she was done up.
Yeah, to the point where he
And
was like, "Is that my wife?"
right. And he wasn't unhappily asking if that was his wife, but he wasn't like goo goo gaga
That is
either.
true.
But
Yeah, that's a fair point.
it's just like, so there was like a little smirk on his face, like, oh, is that my wife? But you go tell old girl you can't wait for her to put some sweatpants on and this and that.
I don't know. The whole thing is just like weird. And like I totally get and like respect that you're this like environmentalist, like
Sure.
What is that word called? Not a protester, but a activist, whatever.
Advocate. Activist, advocate. Yep, one of them things. Yep.
Like I totally get that, but to have like all these like random thoughts, and it's like, okay, like if you felt that way, then like why are you in a suit? Like, why would you not have come in some like relaxed like clothing or like your surfer gear or like, you know what I mean? Like, practice what you preach. Like, don't sit here and say that like, oh, I'm, you know, I don't like all this stuff, whatever. But then you show up in this like tux, like
he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a problem.
Definitely.
And her poor dad, like, oh, I'm a daddy's girl. Then you're that close to your dad that you wait until he comes out there to tell him that you're getting married.
That was wild.
To homeboy with a whole big ass band-aid on his head, like that he's never met before.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That whole thing was kind of weird too. And I was like, really? She's like just now gonna tell him? Like,
yo, her dad kind of looked like Trump.
Oh God.
Looked real presidential.
Oh man.
No, but like I would have been like, bitch, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna sit here and tell me about, you told me about the process, but you failed to mention that you also have been selected and you're about to get married.
Yeah.
And then you also have me out here looking casual as hell because I wasn't bringing attire for a wedding because I didn't know you were getting married until the day of.
Right, right. I'm like, how do you not tell someone that? Like, I don't know. It's just, the whole thing is wild. Messed up.
You know, like,
He took it better than I thought that he would or should, personally, but you know.
Well, nobody knows their kids better than their parents, so he probably not surprised. I'm sure she's done something like this before.
Maybe. Or maybe someone like tipped him off. Although he did seem surprised, but you know, you never know.
There were cameras.
Exactly.
Right. You can only be so surprised at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a whole crew here. What's happening?
Definitely. But no, if I had to guess, they're definitely not going to make it, and it's going to be him that's the problem. So
yeah, I feel like it's going to be similar in the it's going to be similar with Mitch and Kristen, like with Alexis and Justin, where one is attracted to the other more, and then Justin and Kristen, I both feel like are going to have strong people pleasing attributes that are going to be the star of their demise, essentially. Yeah. And Alexis, I could see her taking more advantage of it, but Mitch, I see him, I could definitely see him like shutting down.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily taking advantage of the people pleasing, but it's just gonna end up pushing him further away.
Yeah, like I don't think he's gonna be into this at all. I don't think he's gonna try. He's gonna be like so turned off. Like,
yeah. So, and especially to not really have had a real long
like a
relationship.
Long
yeah, that is a little concerning too, because you've never had a long-term relationship and you want to get married. I don't like, not saying, you know, but
I don't know. Like at least like one, like, you know. And he's like, I think he's in his 40s too. Like
he's about 40. Yeah. He's up there. And it's gonna be a little concerning, and it's just it's so sad because it's like there's so many people in here who have been previously engaged, or like Kristen's sake was having a destination wedding and that was called off a few weeks, like 2 weeks before the wedding. These people are not in the right place. Like,
no, you can tell why they're all single. Personally.
It's true.
You definitely can
It's
tell
very
if they're
true.
all single.
Yeah, so we shall see how the season's gonna go. I'm really, really excited to be able to follow back up on it and compare today's episode to the end of the season and how things actually turn out. But I'm always looking for some good drama because who doesn't?
Yeah. Well, and
Like
it's
for shows,
definitely,
not in real life, like in these shows. I'm just saying.
well, yes, exactly. But it will certainly be interesting, and I don't know. I don't know how like interesting or like, it's not going to be like what's her name?
Hurricane Michaela. Oh,
No.
that's a
Who's
good
that?
guess.
No, the crazy couple from like 2 seasons ago with the dude, the baby daddy drama, baby mama drama.
Oh my
That
gosh,
one.
Paige and
Oh, yeah,
whatever
yeah,
his
yeah.
name
There you go.
was,
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Paige and Chris. Lord,
Like, I
jeez, I
don't
don't
think
think
anything's
anybody's
gonna
gonna top
be,
that.
yeah. So I'm curious to see
Mm.
like what kind of like, interesting things, because I
Mm,
haven't seen like a uh
yeah, no
preview
previews
yet.
for the drama in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, the audacity of them to start us off so slow.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see all of the things, but we will definitely make sure that we update you guys once we
Yes.
finish the episodes. But they are long, so don't expect like a finale episode for like a while.
Yeah, I know, right? We got lives to live. We still got other shit to do. Remember, your girls got to work out and get ourselves all beautiful for the summer. So
Exactly.
bear with us, please.
Yes, definitely.
But it's gonna be good when it comes.
Oh, yeah, it certainly
So
will,
excited.
because we know that you guys love to hear us talk about Married at First Sight. So
Mm-hmm.
make sure you guys watch and tune in, and we can all just kind of like talk about it when we're done.
Yes, absolutely. Ooh, girl, I can't wait. Well, I had to get my little sing-songy out before we go ahead and wrap up this episode. So, like Cassie said, tune in to Married at First Sight so that way you can keep up to speed with us. So when we hit you with that finale, you'll be ready for us. But until next time.
Bye, guys.